Welcome to Learning Go-Go, the podcast. Hey, happy Wednesday. It's me, I'm Sydnee. I'm your host, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And I am super excited to have you all on here with me tonight. Another Wednesday. Got to throw my website up here if you want to get a copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go. You can get it in paperback or ebook at learnedingogo.com. So I'm so happy to see so many of you in the comments already. We have Kenzie, we have Erin, we have Dustin, we have Lizzie, we have Lunar Projects. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm a bit muffled. I wonder what that is about. You know what? I checked the settings when I clicked it on. I'm wondering if it changed. Yes, that's why. Thank you for letting me know.
Is that better? Let me know if that's better. It's funny because I checked the settings when I plugged everything in and then I left the room and then the gremlins got to work. Let me know if that sounds better. I'm glad that you're letting me know that it sounded bad. Is that better? Okay, good. Phew, all right. It likes to connect to my camera instead of my microphone. So thank you for that. Dustin, I am so glad that you hopped on, even though you have to be up early tomorrow. It's so funny to see everybody's different handles. I don't know what YouTube did, but they were like out with the old handles and with the new. I don't know why that is. But I'm so happy to be on here with you guys tonight. And let me know what you've been up to the last week. Is there anything I can shout out for you? New projects, old projects that need a new shout out? Let me know what is exciting and going on in your life. Tanya is here too. Welcome, welcome. So glad to have you on here tonight as well. Yes, I'm still the Lunar Projects though. Damn right. So glad you're hopping on here too. I'm hoping to see some more people in the comments tonight as well. Always happy to have the lurkers though. If you're feeling shy, it's okay. We don't judge here. We are a judge-free zone. But very, very happy to be on here to see what everyone has been up to. As per usual, I have not made a hardcore plan of what to talk about tonight. I have a couple topics, but for the most part, this is a free flowing conversation. I love to see what you guys are talking about in the comments, and we kind of go from there. So, yay, welcome. I'm glad you are here too. Ah, Tanya, congratulations. Tatiana to Life Reset. I will drink to that. If you're new here, Tatiana is our code word for take a drink, take a smoke, whatever you like to do. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It doesn't have to be something that makes you feel kind of funny. It could be water, but Tatiana to you. And I wish you nothing but joy and good luck in your new place. That is awesome. I hope it was a nice, smooth move. Hey, so Severian is here too. Sweet. All right, we have Trauma Tuesday in New York City, November 18th. Turkey Man 2 is sponsoring the showing of Killer Condom. A promo for it should be out in a few days. Okay, Killer Condom, I am intrigued. I cannot wait to see the promo for this. Hysterical. Like, just the mental picture of that. I can only imagine. Let's see. All right, that's good too. Tanya is single but not ready to mingle or looking. No, spend some time by yourself. You do you. And like just relax and enjoy that peace. You know, you earned it. You deserve it. So enjoy it for sure. Let's see. We got some hellos and hellos and hellos. I love all the hellos. Let me see here. I thought I saw another shout out. Okay, yes. I've been working on something secret. Ooh, a secret. but it's going to be fun. I'm announcing it on the 15th on my Facebook page. If you guys are not following Kenzie, go follow her page. Everybody on here should be following each other by now. And if you're not, or if you're new here and you would like us to follow you, put your information in the comments. We like to all support each other because when the tide comes in, all ships rise. So we are all here to lift each other up, to shout each other out, because you never know who might know somebody that could be like the perfect connection to help each other. So that is cool. Let's see here. Something hilarious halted. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Kenzie, if you could put your is it just Kenzie G? If you can put the name of your page in the comments so that everybody can follow you, that would be awesome. And I feel like I'm already missing giant parts of the conversation here. Okay, Dustin says Turkey Man 2 should be popping into an upcoming Thanksgiving Trim and Now ad. I would expect nothing less than Turkey Man 2 to be in an upcoming Trim a Thanksgiving ad for Trim and Now. If you do not subscribe to Trim and Now, get your subscription. It's only $4.99 a month. Your first 30 days are free, and I don't even get paid to promote it, but it's that good. I love Trim and Now. Great streaming service. Let's see here. Okay, I think I am caught up with everybody. Yes, everybody that is dealing with any sort of physical ailment, any sort of thing like that, or, even mental health, like sending good vibes to everybody, positive vibes for relief, whatever that looks like for you. Keeping everybody in the circle of love, because that is awesome. Let's see here. Oh, Kyler's here. Hey, Kyler. Very, very cool. Glad that you got to hop on. Lucy Resident, I will send you a list of Facebook pages and stuff, and then you can, in fact, what we should do is we should have a spot on the Learn and Go pages where, I don't know how to do it on Instagram, but where we can have, like, remember back in, because I'm old, and we used to have these like telephone trees, I think they called it, and it was like, you call you, and you call you, and you call you, and it, like it turned into a way to keep in touch. We can do that, but with everybody's information as far as Facebook pages, Instagrams, websites, stuff like that. And then everybody would have like a directory to follow each other. I think that would be fantastic. Yes, exactly. For snow days. 100%. Oh, so Kenzie's asking what I'm up to. One thing I don't know if you guys noticed, yesterday I decided that I have entirely too many social media pages. And so I'm going to try and condense everything, because it's like, well, this page is specifically for this, and this page is specifically for this, and that really it doesn't need to. I am an overthinker and a complicator to the nth degree. Anybody who's known me for any amount of time knows I am an overplanner, overthinker, complicator, because I'm always trying to find the best solution. And sometimes I go past that into something more jumbled. So I have my Sydnee author profile page. That's staying. I have my Learned and Go-Go, the profile, Learned and Go-Go, the podcast page. That's staying. Then I also have a page that is just Sydnee. That's where my positive affirmations and my funny joke of the day was living. It doesn't need to live there. That has moved to my Learn and Go-Go, the podcast page, because why not? I'm funny on here and I'm positive on here. It can all live together on this page. And then I don't have to juggle 3 Facebook pages for this stuff, because it was just getting to be way too much. So if you have been looking for positive affirmations and funnies on the Sydnee page, look on the Learn and Go-Go, the podcast page now, because that's where they live now. Let's see, squirrel. That is my brain. My brain is totally squirrel. And it has been really, really, really bad. The past couple of weeks, it's been really like shiny thing, like all over the place. Yes, Aaron, we are really hoping that you get some relief for your tooth. Tooth pain is the worst, man, because it just takes over your whole head. It's awful. So I hope you feel better soon. Um, let's say here, yeah, hoping they're true to prioritizing emergency care and don't cost several firstborns up front. Yes, definitely. Codcast. I may have said Learn and Go the Codcast. And don't give me no, I'm not gonna have a fish podcast. I've had very like tons of ideas for podcasts. I must say a fish podcast has never crossed my mind. But now you've planted the idea. Why would you do that? You planted that idea. Uh, oh, thank you. Funny, you're hilarious, Sydney. Thank you, Kyler. So yeah, let's see here. Well, I've got you all gathered here. You may wonder why I've called you to this meeting. So last week I was asking for some yes no questions about my book, questions about me, and I gave my email address, Sydnee at learnedandgogo.com. Said you could send them to Messenger on my Sydnee author page, and I have received exactly 0. So I'm going to ask again if you guys could. And the reason that I'm asking is this: I did not show my hand last week, but I think I'm ready to share a little bit about why I've been so over the top ADD, because we know I am definitely like that. But so I am doing the no, you're not in trouble, Luna. I promise. Um, so I'm doing this podcast live. Obviously, we can all tell this has not been edited in any way. Next week, I need to do a recorded podcast because on Monday, I'm getting surgery. And I know I will definitely be down for the count Monday, Tuesday. I'm staying in the hospital overnight Monday night. And I'm pretty sure I will not have the wherewithal to do a podcast live on Wednesday. Not sure exactly how long my recovery is going to be. So I thought I'd do like a Q&A episode or, like something like that. It'll probably only be a half hour. So any ideas that you guys have, I'll be recording it in the next couple days to have it in this time slot next week. But I didn't want to not have a podcast next week, but there's no way I'm going to be doing it live. So I would say I'm not scared, but I'm lying if I say that. So let's see here. Yes. Painkillers. Exactly. At first I was like, what? It says, you know what you might need to keep from getting bed sores while you recover? Codfish oil. Okay, here we go with the the fish jokes. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kenzie. I'm going to be getting my stuff to sign for all of you wonderful people who bought my perk for the Red Huntress. That's coming in, and I will get it signed and in the mail before Monday. So I can cross that off, and I don't have to worry about that, and it won't say because I won't be able to write on painkillers and just be like a big blob, big face print. That might actually be a little bit might be worth a little bit more if my face prints on it. So yeah, so that's not going to be great because they're going to go in the front of my neck to work on my spine. Not scary at all, but it's I'm going in the positive mindset and with faith in my doctor, and that's all I can do. So if you have any, now, you know what? Let's not share surgery stories because that's when everybody starts sharing terrible things. So, and I watched the Ozzy documentary the day before I found out I was getting spinal surgery on, C5 through C7. And they're like, yeah, he was great until they worked on his neck and then they fucked him up. I'm like, oh my God, why did I watch this? Why did I watch this? So, yeah. But the good news is it should give me back my right hand because I'm right-handed. I've been using a left-handed mouse for over a year because I have a pinched nerve. I have degenerative discs, so like where your what do you call them? Your vertebrae are supposed to be like this. I have a couple that are like this, and then I have like if this was your vertebrae, and there's supposed to be a spinal cord here. I have bone spurs, like I for real do, not like somebody else we all know. And so they're going like this on my spinal cord. So sometimes my arm just goes like this and I can't feel it. And I was helping my sister fill out her baby shower invites and my hand just stopped working and I just like threw the pen, which is all fun and good until you're like drinking a glass of something and then it just decides to, you know. So it's all good. Um, Oh, thank you, Lizzie. And I'm glad that he did too. She said, look, on your end, it's all about positive mental attitude. My grandpa had a 2% chance of surviving his heart surgery. Nobody told him that, and he came through just fine. You will too. Thank you. I really am like trying to be, positive because there's no point in being negative. All that does is ruin my day. So I'm just, every once in a while I think about it too much, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be great because I'm going to be able to get my right arm back. And that's going to be fantastic because it sucks. Like when you're trying to write, you guys know I'm a writer and I usually journal every day and like not being able to write. Sometimes I'm going to be so excited when I can do that again without flinging things across the room. It does get funny though. That's sometimes because it's just like, no, I didn't need that. I changed my mind. Like, his things, you know, just don't let me hold your kids until it's better. But yeah, so that's why I've been asking for, questions. If you guys have show ideas, and it's Sydnee at learnedingogo.com is my email address. Or you can go to Sydnee Author, my profile, and send me a message there if you have any good ideas for a show. Because I'm so used to talking to you guys, I'm going to be like, yep. It's going to be like the fish on SpongeBob with the blink blink. You're just going to hear that because, like, I'm not going to have you guys to interact with. But I did want to do a show. So it's going to be fun. Oh, ghost stories. All right. Let's see here. Good. We're gonna try to write. Might be in a good mood right now. We'll see. If not, I may know what I wrote. I had some notes from last week, and I went to look at it, and I was like, "What the hell did I?" I couldn't even read it. Ghost stories. What about someone interview you? That would be cool, but I'm not entirely sure what time I can record yet, so I can't set something up with somebody else just because I don't know. Like if I have a window, I can run in here and do it. You know what I mean? And I'm also gonna pre-record some of my positive affirmations too, because I like helping people start their day off on a positive note. And if you have not been watching them, watch them. They are on my Instagram, which is Learn and Go Go, or they are on the Learn and Go Go the podcast Facebook page starting today. So it's just a quick little 2-3 minute video with just a positive affirmation. I use these cards called affirmators that a friend of mine gave to me. I'm not affiliated with the company. I say that at the beginning of every episode, but they're really cute. They have like a little cartoon and like I guess an affirmation, but they're not like I am affirmations. They're check them out. Check them out yourself. You'll figure it out. Let's see. Kenzie says I had a girl in my psychology class who had Tourette's, and her tick was to yell "fuck you" and throw whatever she was holding at that person. Oh no! One time she threw iced coffee on you. Oh no! Okay, what is psychology? What is that? That sounds like a fun class. Was her name Harriet? Sorry, bad joke. I cracked myself up though. Um, You know what? I have thought about putting them on YouTube and then I didn't do it. So I'm going to leave myself a note to do that too. Um, let's see if it, come on, hand. PAYT. And when I don't remember what that means, I'll send you a message. Positive affirmations on YouTube. Hey, Alec, thank you for joining us. I am looking for some show ideas just to catch you up to speed. I'm having surgery on Monday, so I'm going to record an episode of my podcast for Wednesday. So, looking for show ideas to do for myself. I was going to do a Q&A if anybody has any questions that they'd like to ask me. See, that's the problem with me being an open book. Aside from being an open book and writing all about all kinds of stuff in here, you, there's really not a whole lot that I don't just put out there, because the good, the bad, the ugly, I think it helps people, whether it helps you laugh, whether it helps you relate, whether it helps you go, thank God I'm not the only one. I'm very good, I think, at just sharing who I am and, like the things going on with me, just in case they might help somebody else out. Oh, psychology. Dude, okay, we got to start a class for psychology. And like, you have to have your magnifying glass and maybe like your Sherlock hat and like go, or no, spying, not Sherlock Holmes. Have like your James Bond kit, and here comes a octopusy joke, but like we could sell like spy kits. And actually, no, not in this day and age. Somebody would get shot for getting caught spying when they got it up in the class. Uh, let's see. But that would be fun. If I had time to go through all of your songs, yeah, I see, Alec. Favorite toys as a kid. Okay, I like that. I like that. We have ghost stories. We have favorite toys as a kid. Okay, awesome. See, I'm writing this stuff down. I do love I do love the spelling of a sixth grader. That's hysterical. Yeah, me too, Lizzie. Hoping it wasn't a typo, because that sounds like so. I was so excited. I wanted to look up a psychology class. Very cool. We can totally make it a thing, 100%. Because now we can do an online class. It's not like, you have to have people sign up to actually come to a classroom. We can do it online. Online psychology. hmm I think it might be a new book idea. Harriet, the psychology teacher. That's awesome. Uh, yeah, so, okay, cool. I like that idea. And so, ghost stories, favorite toys as a kid. Um, yeah, I was trying to think what else. I keep getting distracted because I had to take my gel off today. My nails were pretty long and they were actually my real nails. They weren't tips. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love a good tip when you need it. But I was so sad because they won't let you have nail polish when you get surgery done. So at first I was like, and my toes too. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, what? You don't need to be looking at my toes. My neck's up here. Leave my toes alone. But so I keep like messing with my fingers because they feel funky. Because when they took the gel off, she's like, "Do you want me to cut them down?" And I'm like, "No, like let's leave them long." And then the second one she took off was it had a big crack in it, so I'm like, "Okay, so you got to take all that off." So I was like, "All right." So I'm like getting used to that, but I also like was so happy I got the chance to dye my granny hairs. So I'm kind of a little distracted by that too, because it's looking pretty good. Tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll have a half inch of gray roots. It's all good. Let's see. I think we got some more questions. Oh, okay. Looked up what psychology is just to see if it was a thing, and it offered me a therapist. Oh no. I think that they thought you meant, psychology too. That's so funny. All right, 3 drinks you would serve if you ran a speakeasy. All right. That's kind of fun because I went on, well, you know what? I'm going to save that. I'm going to lock that away for next week's show. Cool. Very cool. Let's see. Favorite dinosaur and why? Also, if it's changed over the years. That's a really good question. All right, because nobody asks you that once you're an adult. You know, that's like a kid question. That why can't we have favorite dinosaurs too? Dinosaur and why? Changed? Question mark. Oh, you guys with your Long Island iced teas, man. When I went to England, I think I've told you guys this story before. It was for my friend's graduation party. He was, you know, friend of my in-laws at the time. Um, and so they had never had Long Island iced teas. And I was making them, and everybody was just plastered because I was a bartender at the time. So I'm like, oh, you guys have this. I can make it. You know, like I think I had to use orange juice instead of sour mix. But other than that, you know, like all kind of came together. But oh, thank you. You like my granny hairs. One of these days I will. I keep thinking, okay, now's the time. I'm just going to let it go. I'm not there yet. I'm not I want to be ready. I'm not ready though. Sprite, Pepsi, and Kool-Aid because I ain't going to jail for nobody else's buzz. There you go. That's pretty smart. Favorite thing I like to collect or things? You know. I'm going to write that down too. Favorite thing I like to collect. It's probably a things at this point. Thing with an S and apostrophe. I like to collect. Cool, yeah. I just was thinking of the collector in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and somewhere in here, there he is. I have a Howard the Duck Funko Pop because I was thinking of him with the collector, and everything ties together. It's very strange that I just happen to have a Howard the Duck when I'm thinking of Howard the Duck because that's a random thing to have. Tatiana, everyone. Let's see. Lizzie says about 2 more inches and I'll have all my natural hair for the first time since middle school. That is impressive. That is very impressive. I feel like there was a time in my life where I did stop coloring my hair for a while. It might have been after I had my youngest. Might have been in between them because they're 2 years apart. I don't remember. But like there was a time when I just like let it all grow back in and then I was like, you know what would be fun? And then I just wrecked it again. So I love that movie too. Yeah, we'll see. You got lots to talk about when it comes to music. I bet you do. Absolutely. Oh, that's a great. Okay. Now you're getting into like really good questions. Okay. Labyrinth. Sorry, my hand's not working. It's not because I don't know how to spell labyrinth. Shut up. I heard what you said. Stayed with Jared or rescued Toby. It's Jareth or save Toby. Toby wants you to buy the car, don't you, Toby? Sorry. Everything is like jumping around in my head. Let's see. Kenzie says, with your hair, add highlights of blonde, and then over time, when you refresh them, get them toned lighter, and it'll be easier to see yourself with lighter hair. So my plan, that was the other thing I did today. I actually got a couple inches of dead chopped off. But I found, I will have to look up what it's called, but I found an organization that will accept hair donations with colored and gray hair because a lot of them don't. Let me see if it's on this. It's called childrenwithhairloss.org. So they need at least a foot of hair. And when mine's straight, it's even longer. So my plan was at the beginning of the summer, I was going to get it chopped, and then what was left, I was going to do the highlights, and I'll like kind of think Daisy Fuentes. If you don't know who that is, look her up. She's a hottie boom body. Um, and it's kind of like that. I'm a woman and I'm 50 now. Hair color, because it's kind of darker up here and then it gets lighter. But then I was thinking exactly that, like it would be easier to kind of blend it in. Um, and then I didn't. I kept wussing out, and so now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let it grow a little bit more, and then I'm going to do that because I do want to donate it if I can, since I found a place where I can. But I want to still have at least like somewhat shoulder length when I do. So, oh, people don't like hair conversations. Half the people, boom. All right, let's get back to dinosaurs and labyrinth. Let's see here. They should remake the labyrinth with Jack Black and Baby Jesus. That would be something. Let's see. That one and The Firefly with Nathan Fillion. I've never watched that. And it's so funny. I call Nathan Fillion not Jason Bateman because I can never remember his name, but I always think he looks like Jason Bateman. And then I'm like, no, 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 no. It's not Jason Bateman. It's not Jason Bateman. What's his name? So I've just started calling him not Jason Bateman. That's hilarious. Uh, it would be fun. The Hair Destroyer edition is 100% my wheelhouse. Yes, I get these great ideas. We're going to do air quotes around great ideas, and then it's not. When I was in college, I was actually dyeing my hair every 2 to 3 weeks. And at one point, it was like purple and green stripes, or I'd have it like every Halloween, I would dye it pitch black. And then, like, I had it red. I was a redhead for a long time. Um, and all this. Well, finally, one day I went to put in a ponytail and, like, just chunk. Oh, it was just breaking off. Probably about that far, about maybe an inch, inch and a half off of my scalp, just broke off. So I wound up having to get it cut. And my sister-in-law at the time was a hairdresser, and she's like, I'm just going to cut off the dead stuff. I had pixie cut after that. It was it was all gone. Like I just destroyed it. Dead hair. Let's see here. Luna Project says, oh, I watched Pamela Anderson's documentary and bought her book. I heard there was a book coming out. What channel's the documentary on? I would love to check that out. And it's very good. I would imagine it is. She seems like a good-hearted person. I feel like she's been through a lot. She seems like, she's got a good heart. Aaron says, my hair is almost to my ass crack. It's all natural. You and my older brother's hair is down to his butt too. He's got real long hair, but he's got the granny hairs like I would have if I let them grow in. He's got that. So I can kind of see what I would look like. He looks like me with a goatee. So it's pretty easy to see. I don't think I have a picture of him on my StreamYard. I don't know why I would, other than us going to go see Rocky Horror. No, I don't. I will upload photo of my brother to this. Kitten pick for hair. Let's see here. Oh, it's a great series. Okay. I will definitely check that out. Did you Netflix. Okay, so Pamela Anderson documentary on Netflix. I'm going to add that to my recovery playlist because I am going to talk about this next week. I decided, come on, hand. I feel like I need to borrow Ash's hand from like freaking Evil Dead so it can do dictation for me, or like Thing. I think Thing would be good at it. Maybe it's just the pen. We're going to blame it on the pen. I don't think I have another one though. So, okay, come on, pen. All right. Somebody somebody take notes. Um Now what I was going to say about watching things over the next week. Um I need to like get up. They said I have to get up like every hour and walk around because I was like, oh, I can just lay around, which you guys know me, I suck at that. But in my brain, in this fantasy I was having in my brain, I was just gonna lay around and watch, like binge watch things that I never make the time to watch. We all know I'm terrible at laying around, but so you guys know me, I am a drag race fanatic. Like, I'm not just a fan, I'm a fanatic of all things drag queens. I love my drag queens. Um, so I was, I had a subscription to Wow Presents Plus. That's RuPaul's streaming service that has uh, all the different drag races because there's got to be at least a dozen now between the US Drag Race, there's Drag Race Canada, there's Drag Race UK, there's Drag Race Holland, Italy, um, Thailand, Australia. I'm missing a bunch. Then there's the global ones, so it's like they'll have drag queens from France and from Belgium and from, like all over the place. All competing against each other. Then there's All Stars, so it's the winners of all the things, or like the fan favorites from all the seasons on. And there's multiple seasons of each of these. So I think US Drag Race was just season 17. So plenty of I watched everything in English. Watched it all. Then so it had been months and months and months. There was nothing new. Then it was $50 a year last year. Not stupid expensive, but then they made it $60 a year. And on principle, because they didn't add anything new, I said, forget it, I'm not going to get it. So I didn't renew it. Now there's a new Canada and a new UK. I'm like, and the one queen in Drag Race Canada is Saltina Shaker, who I've been following on Facebook for a year, and I love her, so I want to watch her. So I'm like, you know what, damn it, I'm going to wind up paying this $60 because I want to watch it. And then I'm like, no, I'm not, because I don't like to do things that I decide I'm not going to do. So being me, I dug my heels in and I found a promo code and I got it for $29.99 for the year. So I've been waiting. I've been very impatiently waiting to start Drag Race UK because that's got a few episodes out. I'm going to watch them while I'm recovering. Canada doesn't come out until the 20th. So super excited. But that is all just to say, if you put your mind to something, just do it. Because I was like, was on a mission to not pay full price. And I got to pay half price. So something like that, you never know. And they are just very, very entertaining. And I like to see the artistry of the makeup. And it really is an art form. So it's really, really fun to watch. Oh, next week I should do the evolution of Sydnee. Interesting. I'm going to see if I can get the pen to work. Maybe it was just in a mood. Come on, baby. Come on, pen. You can do it. Nope. I'm going to have to keep this open and make it highlight everybody and copy and paste. Let's see. There is quite a story about the evolution of Sydnee in Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, how a preacher's daughter pole danced her way to finding her true self, and you can get your copy at learnedingogo.com. Little self-promotion there. Let's see. Firefly is a series. Okay, is Firefly the series that? Okay, I'm crossing television shows here, but is that the one that Sheldon was all mad at on Big Bang Theory because they just ended it with like no ending? They ended it on a cliffhanger or something. I thought I did share a picture of my brother too. I may have taken it off of StreamYard. Let's see. Oh, pictures of the evolution of Sydnee. Now that is a hysterical idea. I will see what I can get together between now and like Sunday night. I know I have some good pictures. I wish I knew where the ones I had were from when I was like a teenager. I always say if we had smartphones back then, I would have been I would have either been super duper creative or I would have gotten myself into trouble because back then I used to borrow my dad's VHS video camera, which was roughly the size of a Buick. And it was the camera, but then you had to wear the deck that the tape went in, like over like a saddle bag with half of the equipment in it, and then this ginormous camera. And I'd set it up and make music videos. Like basically, I was doing TikTok before TikTok was a thing, and I used to love to do that. And like my friends and I would take all these photos, and you'd have to like take them and then take them down to the pharmacy and put them in and then wait like a week because we couldn't afford the 1 hour photo. And then you get them back and you'd have a roll, 24 roll that had like five and a half decent pictures in it. But like we'd have so much fun dressing up. And somewhere there is a picture of me that I took a sheet and I wrapped it around me and I got my Aquanet and I had bunk beds at the time and I hung over the bunk beds and I sprayed my hair and I got up and I was standing there like the Statue of Liberty. Why? I have no idea. It was something to do. But the stuff like that, like just being able to be creative and the amount of work that you would put in and then to find out that your photo didn't take was like heartbreaking because it was like I just spent 3 hours or like whatever. So it was really fun. um let's see here. Yes, Aaron, I absolutely loved that movie. I'm going to talk about it next week. That's why I'm not saying what it is right now. Okay, Firefly is a documentary. That's one show, and then, or is The Firefly the documentary? I'm confusing myself. And then Firefly is the show. Okay. Yes, you need a VPN to watch the US ones, which is weird, but we manage. That's because they are on Paramount Plus because it's an MTV show. But not all of them are, which makes no sense. So, and there's one episode of one season that's just like lost to the ether. They pulled it because it was a makeover show. And then the one guy decided after the fact, when his buddies made fun of him, that he didn't know what he was signing up for and this and that. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you did. You were into it until your buddies made fun of you. And they should have never pulled the thing, but maybe they didn't have him sign a good enough contract beforehand. Um, I love Down Under. That that is a really fun series. And what happened is when I was watching the drag races, I would have watched Italia, I would have watched, Spain and France and all that, but they are mostly not in English. And I love to power watch this stuff when I'm working. I work at my computer, I work at a desk. I love having stuff on that I don't have to stare at, that I can still really enjoy listening to. So I'm like, yeah, and like Holland's kind of like half and half. So I'd look up when they were speaking, like Dutch or German because they speak both. And I'd be like, oh, okay. And then back to my work because they'd start speaking English again. And then I put on Italian and I'm like, I can't watch it because I don't know Italian. So, but I would go back and watch them when I have an opportunity to sit and watch and read subtitles. But the rest of them, I can listen and watch kind of like, so that's why I was able to like power watch those. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I paid for the super special version. You get the basic ones, and you found a free VPN to watch the ones they block in the cheapy package. Nice. That is very cool. Yeah, I'll see if I can find some hair color ones. I know that there were pictures after I chopped my hair off. I know there was like a pictures of that. I know that there. I can picture. I can picture. I missed this one photo that I have when I was in college, and I had an eating disorder in college, so I was very, very tiny, and my hair started growing in orange. So it was like my hair was like this color, but my roots were this like rusty orange color because I was so like vitamin deficient. I can picture that photo in my head. Let's see. So Severian says Firefly is the best one season show that ever got unfairly canceled because it kept getting bumped by NFL games and they ran the episodes out of order. Who was in charge of that? That stinks. Let's see. I love that one video you posted. Can't remember the name of it though. What video? I didn't remember. Oh my gosh, Lizzie, the good old days when you didn't realize your finger was covering the shutter until a month after the picture was taken. Yes, ma'am. I have so many photos with like my pinky in the corner from like holding, and you didn't know because you didn't see it in the lens. No, that's not the lens. The little viewfinder, John. The hell's that called? Where you stick your eye, the eye window. I swear I took a photography course too. I can't think of the word. Um, but yeah, that's okay. Firefly is a series. Pamela, a love story is a documentary. Okay, wires were crossed. So Pamela, a love story is on Netflix. Viewfinder, thank you. Did I say Viewmaster? That was another thing. That was an 80s thing with the little slides and you'd go chink chink and then you'd like change what you're looking at and chink, chink, the thing. No, not the aperture. The aperture is in what the camera's looking at. I was talking about what you put your eyeball in because you can't change that. You can adjust whatever the aperture is. But yes, exactly. The aperture is more the camera's face hole. That's what I was saying. That's what the camera has. That you can change the aperture, but you can't change the little peeky boo hole. I don't know what the hell it's called. Where you look through. I still have the camera that I won on the game show. I should see if I can get some like 35 millimeter film, see if it still works. I bet it would. The hardest part would be getting a place to develop the film now, because a lot of places don't anymore. Yes, the viewfinder. That's what Lizzie said. Not the Viewmaster, which is what I said. Okay, and Pam's book is Love Pamela. I'm going to see if I can find that in an audiobook. I just finished listening to an audiobook called Uncultured, and I I was very interested in it because it's I know her first name's Daniela. Yeah, it's called Uncultured, a memoir, and it's by Daniela Mastanek Young. Just looked it up. And it's about her life leaving the Children of God cult and going into the army. So it's kind of like how she was trading one cult for another in a lot of ways. It was an interesting read. Not well, listen for me, but I will see if I can get Love Pamela on an audiobook, and I can't wait to see what you think of it too, because I see you say it's arriving tomorrow. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts. There was somebody else that was just releasing a book too, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Can't think of what it was right now because I like to listen to podcasts that sometimes they'll mention an author and I'll be like, oh, I'll remember that. That's like the biggest lie that I tell myself is I don't need to write that down, which is why you saw me writing all of those things down because they would be lost. Bye. If I thought I could remember them. So always write things down. It's always better to write them down and not need to look it up than the other way around. But speaking of books, who wants to play Pick a Page? Because we've got some time, and usually I don't think about it until we are about done. So, completely unrelated to Pick a Page, but check these out. I didn't know that these were a thing until today. So even though it's like technically late, I don't care. Spooky season is year round. How cute. How cute are these? Look at this. Spooky frame with I got a boner over here. I see you, Kenzie. It's candy border. It says candy border. That doesn't. Okay, I do see the candy, but I didn't see the candy at first. I saw hats and jack o' lanterns and witchy poo caps and stuff and cute bats. All right, just a couple more. Oh wait, no, that's StreamYards, John. Trick or treat. I like this guy. He might just join me now for the podcast because I think he's cute. And a candy pumpkin. Okay, yeah, I was totally looking for this. And then I saw the Halloween stuff, so I wanted to share that with you guys. So pick a page, and we're going to pick a number and then A or B. Let's see here. Wheel of Book. Speaking of those types of things, I guess I didn't get picked for Wheel of Fortune because I haven't heard back from them. Dang it. But at least I can say I auditioned, and that was fun. So I did that. That was fun. Okay, let's see. Insert Kermit arm flail. I like that. Oh, that is super cute. Okay, so Lucy has picked first 37A. So we're just going to make my book A because it's on top. And page 37 in a row. Let's see here. The DJ came into the dressing room and asked me what songs I would like to hear. I was surprised to see a female DJ. I don't know why I assumed that all go-go bar DJs were men, but that made an ass of me. She was very nice and told me to relax and that the manager would let me know when it was my turn. I can still picture her too. I'll read another paragraph because this is a good story. This is my audition story. I began chain smoking and talking to myself. In my head, I mean. I was noticing that I was getting a lot of side glances from the other girls. I ignored them and stared at my reflection in the mirror. I gave myself a talking to. I can do it. It's just dancing, as well as, it's not brain surgery. No one is going to die if I screw up, except for me from the embarrassment. And finally, oh God, why am I doing this? The manager popped his head into the dressing room and told me I was on deck, which is fancy speak for up next. Kenzie, not the eye. As soon as I saw the eyeball, I had to point that out. All right, Aaron, 76, but A or B? A or B? It's going to be like the eyeball test. There's the eye again. A or B? Which is better, 1 or 2? Now I flip it. 1 or 2? B. Okay. And for everyone just joining us, this is the Encyclopedia of Unusual Sex Practices by Brenda Love. All right, 76. Oh, that's an interesting picture, and that's not the... Oh, God, it's bee stings, and you don't want to know what the picture of the sting was. Oh, that had to hurt, and I don't even have one of them. Okay. Again, not the page you picked, but I just saw a rapist nicknamed the Peanut Butter Kid. This book's got some stuff. And then we wind up getting stuff like crayons or, like just weird stuff. Okay. So 76. I wish that there were phonics attached to this. Cool. Okay. I'm going to Google how to say this because I don't know this word. So good page, Erin. You picked new stuff. That's not bee stings on the pee-pee because that was a really bad picture because I have a feeling that this book is from Europe because of the picture that I just saw. How do you pronounce? Okay. Couvade. is how we're going to pronounce this. It's Couvade, Couvade. Couvade is the custom of the male joining his wife in experiencing symbolic labor and delivery during the birth of a child. In some cases, the father would even be required to stay in bed or be isolated for a period of time after the delivery. This custom is widespread and of ancient origin. Early man was not always aware of the role he played in fertilization. This ritual seems to have served in bonding him to the infant. It is also assumed to be a ritual that symbolically transferred the wife's pain and susceptibility toward evil spirits onto the husband. Couples exchanged clothing for the same purpose. I have never heard of this. How much time do we have? Okay. There's also a Couvade syndrome. Men rarely practice Couvade rituals today. However, many do have sympathetic psychosomatic symptoms during the period of their wife's pregnancy and childbirth. Many men have taken it upon themselves to assist their wives during labor and to be present during their childbirth. Okay, that's just kind of like a modern day guy having it. They're calling it a syndrome. All right, let's see here. I'm not reading some of these comments. Just because if somebody listens later, I don't want anybody going, wait, what? Let's see here. Okay. I like Lizzie's reaction to it too. Okay, so we have time for one more pick a page. So a number between 1 and 300 and A or B. Wheel of book. I'll do that now instead of the Jeopardy theme song while I'm waiting for. All right, 293 and which book? So Severian. Actually, I'll do 293 in my book because. Oh, okay. Let's do. All right, I'll do these three real quick because 293 I'll do in the sex book. And then I will do 256A and that'll wrap it up because there is no 356 Luna projects in either book. Let's see, 293. All right. We all know what voyeur. Well, we all know what both of these are. But okay, I like the beginning of this paragraph. So we're going to go with visualization instead of voyeurism because I think we may have read voyeurism before and we all know what that is. But I like how visualization says sex magicians use visualization to see energy flow, thoughts, divinities of air, fire, water, earth, and heaven, as well as personal sex divinities. A person is able to increase the intensity of a trance or divine identity by visualization skills. The objective of sex magic is to visualize oneself. Is this really a thing? This isn't just like a Red Hot Chili Peppers album. All of a sudden, I'm like, sex magic, and I heard Anthony Kiedis in my head. That's what I mean, Luna Projects. It says it's a sex magician. Sex magicians use visualization to see energy flow. So it's I think I found a new career. I think I want to be a sex magician and use energy flow to see what everybody's up to. Dirty birdies. Let's see. Well-developed visualization skills allow one to identify with the god of choice so that the sex experience becomes a sacred and much more powerful experience. Okay, so it sounds like this is like a tantric thing you do for yourself, not that you're up there like, watch me pull a rabbit out of my. Yeah, that's a different kind of sex magician. I don't think that's what they're talking about. Okay, so let's see here. Blood sugar baby, sex magic. Okay, 256A, and that will be our last for today. 256 is. She reminds me that they can only take my power if I give it to them. She is a powerful ally. She is a powerful ally. This is why I don't have an audiobook yet. It does sound a little cuckoo, but just give it a try. You have nothing to lose except some negativity. If you want to share with me the name you choose, just tag me in a post on social media with hashtag #SuckItJessica. If you want to know what I'm talking about, you got to get your copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go at learnedingogo.com. Awesome. Let's see here. Aleister Crowley made it huge, did he? Did you like Aleister Crowley? Boy, I know you're talking about sex magic, but I couldn't resist making a comment like that. Erin has been one for years. There you go. Which is making Luna giggle. Now she's Googling, not giggling. But and Lizzie agrees. So Severian says Jack Parsons, the founder of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, inventor of solid rocket fuel, was a practitioner of sex magic. See, this is what I like about this show. I learn things every week. And Luna's asking if it's like tantric sex. Erin, our practitioner in the comments, is that like similar? Although he's pulling rabbits out of his jockstrap. Again! The old Rocky and Bullwinkle. Awesome. Yes. So, should we get an answer about tantric sex and sex magic being similar or not? I will read that. But if not, we can all. Oh, it's summoning a goddess to have sex with. So, is that at least for Jack? Oh, for Jack Parsons, the founder of. Okay, well, he had Jet. Anyway. Is that okay? Now I have questions, and I feel like. But you have an orgy with everybody. So you're not really like summoning. Are you summoning like an actual person? Or is it like a solo thing and you're summoning the experience with someone that you only see in your mind? I'm confused by this. I think I have some homework to do for my podcast that I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. Okay. I still think that this pen's going to just decide to work. You know what? It's got like no freaking ink in it, so it's not going to work. Homework. Get a new pen for next time I need to write something down. Erin's trick of the evening will be to make Lizzie appear. I love that. And so Severian says it's both to build up the magic to summon the entity. Okay. Well, as long as you don't abracadabra all over the place. Let's see here. Exactly. Sydnee trying to open 3 cans of worms all at once at the end of the show. So me. 100% me. Like all the show like has been flowing, has been nice. And then now I'm like, wait, I have so many questions. And then we have Lucy throwing a Tatiana in there. Cheers. Let's see here. He was pen pals with Aleister and his last donor for a few years. Oh, donor. There are letters between him and Crowley, with Crowley nagging him for money. Okay. Yeah, well, you can abracadabra all over the place after you get a hocus pocus. On that note, thank you guys for coming on here and joining me tonight. It has been a lot of fun. I hope to be back very soon. I have no idea what to expect as far as my recovery from the surgery, but I'm going to be positive and follow what the doctors tell me to do and be a good little patient so that I can get back and play with my friends again soon, because I will miss you. You know, I will be on social. I'm sure, unless I'm like so doped up on painkillers that I can't hold my phone. But I'm sure that I will be back sooner rather than later because I'm ornery like that. But you guys take care of each other. And like I said, give me any kind of information. I want to make this directory so that everybody can follow each other. You know, just give me any kind of information that you don't mind being publicly shared. So if it's like, you know, you don't want people following a certain page of yours, then don't give me that one, you know, because it's going to be on a public forum, kind of like a directory of cool people. So I love you all. Have a wonderful night. And remember, when life is coming at you, you got to face your problems head on. Because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding, but the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love ya.